Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm not going to waste any time. We're going to get right into this recipe. You're going to first need 1 cup of vegetable shortening, which is I use the Crisco brand. Then you're going to need half a cup of granulated sugar. And once you have that in your bowl, you're going to go ahead and start whisking those things together. For this, you could use your hand. I just went ahead and used my mixer. And also do not forget to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract into this and then give it a good mix. And now for our dry ingredients, we're going to need 2.5 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And you're going to go ahead and whisk all those dry ingredients together. And that's all the ingredients we need for this recipe. So once you're done whisking it together, we're going to go ahead and start adding in the flour into our sugar and Crisco mixture. And you're going to want to do this a little bit at a time and use your spatula to mix. Now that I've already poured all my flour into this is what it should start looking like. And now here we are going to be starting to use our hands. So with nice clean hands, I'm just going to go ahead and start mixing in my dough all together. And let me tell you guys something. This is a workout, but it's just okay because with all the calories that are in these cookies, we're going to burn so much just making the dough. I look for this where there's no more crumbs falling off and the dough's not sticking to the bowl anymore. Once your dough reaches this texture, go ahead and wash your hands. And this is what the final result looks like. Nothing is sticking to my hands anymore. And now here you can go ahead and start rolling it out and cutting out your shapes. But I am going to let mine rest for an hour. Okay, now I'm back. It's been an hour out resting. And remember, you do not have to let it rest. This is just what I like to do because I want all my ingredients to incorporate together. Now I'm going to divide my dough into 5 equal pieces because I'm going to be cutting different shapes. And I do want to coordinate each color with them. So here I'm just going to start off with some regular green gel food coloring that I got at the Walmart baking section. And I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit at a time. And let me tell you guys something. This will darken once the color sets into the Crisco. So there's no need to be adding so much food coloring to get a darker color. But you all will see the color difference once I'm done baking these cookies. And here you do not have to color the dough. That's completely optional. I decided to do it because I was feeling more festive and bright. And also for the shapes, you do not have to use special shapes. You can just do a circle or a square or a star even. But since these are Christmas cookies, I decided to go with my mini cookie cutters. The easiest way I found to do this is to remove any excess dough around the shapes and then slowly peel up the cookies. And it's okay if you lose the shape a little bit. You can just use your fingers to reshape it down. But the reason I was having so much trouble here was because I was using a silicone mat. And I feel like the dough got way stuck to it once I rolled it out. So it's way better to use wax paper. And don't press down that hard when you're rolling it out. That way it's way easier for you to be able to peel up your shapes. And I know at this point you're thinking, oh my god, this is so much work. I promise you it looks a lot easier than how it looks here, especially if you use wax paper or parchment paper. But this recipe is so worth the time because the cookies really do melt in your mouth. And they have an extremely good flavor. And these cookies have so many different names. You can call them Orascas, sugar cookies, Pan de Polvo, polvorones, or even Mexican wedding cookies. I guess it doesn't matter what you call them because they're still good either way. And I would not be able to tell you all how long these cookies last before they taste expired or get stale because these cookies never last more than a day. Because I promise you they're so good. The best thing about this recipe is that you can tweak it to your liking. If you want to add a little bit more sugar or more cinnamon, it's really just going to be up to you. And these can be so versatile for any occasion or holiday because you can do whatever colors you want and any shapes you want. And now here I'm just going to be showing you guys how it looks putting them on my baking tray. They're delicate but not that delicate, so you just want to be careful when you're setting them down to make sure they keep their shape. I basically bake these cookies for every single thing because they're so good. Okay, and this is how they're looking right before I pop them into my oven. And of course, the baking time will vary, but I left mine at 300 degrees for about 12 to 15 minutes. After about 12 minutes, I like to flip one around just to check the bottom to make sure it's not still dough-like, but also you don't want it to be like a regular cookie when you let it get crispy and brown at the bottom, because then that means that's a little bit overcooked. Now we're going to start off with our sugar mixture. There's no measurement for this. You just want to fill up a bowl with some regular sugar and a pinch of cinnamon, because you can taste this to your liking if you want more cinnamon or less cinnamon. But I would say maybe use a cup of sugar and like 1 to 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Maybe start off with that. And now once you've taken out the cookies from the oven, I did let them get semi-cool because I did not want to do this while they were hot because they will break on you because they're so soft. So you want to make sure you let them cool down a little before you start coating them in your sugar. And for this, you could use your hand or you could just use a spoon like I'm doing here. And I'm going to continue this process until I'm all done coating everything. And I'm so curious to know, what do you all bake for the holidays? Like, what is your signature thing you take to family gatherings? Is it like a food or something you bake? And what do you bake? I'm so curious to know, like, what other people make for their holiday get-togethers. And like I said, this recipe is not hard. It just takes a lot of arm muscle to get it done. But I do recommend you guys try this if you have not tried it, because they are so good. And I do recommend putting in the extra time to color the dough and make different shapes, because that just makes it more fun for whatever holiday you're going to use these for. And in case you were wondering, this recipe did make me around 100 small mini cookies. Of course, if you make them more thicker or more bigger, you might get less than 100. But if you keep them to like semi with the sizes I did, or semi the size of the cookie cutters I used, then you should maybe get around 100 cookies out of this. I know at the beginning the dough didn't look that big, but I promise you 100 cookies did come out of this recipe. Now it's time for the fun part. I am finally done, and this is how the cookies look. I think they came out so cute and so festive. I really do hope you guys try this recipe, and if you do, let me know what you think about it down below in the comments. And I wish I had my Christmas stuff set up so these could look way more cuter, but I do not set up my Christmas stuff until after Thanksgiving. But like always, if you guys have any questions or comments, let me know down below. And don't forget to subscribe to get notified every single time I post a new video. And like always, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed Christmas baking videos, I do have another video I'll link at the end of this screen. It's some Christmas cupcakes that I made. And if you like Christmas decorations, I'll also leave my Christmas playlist at the end of this screen, so you can go ahead and check out all my other Christmas videos.